Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce, my name is Arimamin Sunariat, NPM 204030017. Here I will present the answer to 4 questions. Okay, the first question. 1. Explain what is meant by UMKM and industry. UMKM stand for micro, small, and medium enterprises. Basically, UMKM is the meaning of business or business carried out by individual, group, small business entities, and households. Indonesia as a developing country means the main foundation of the community's economic sector. This is done to encourage the ability to develop independence in society, especially in the economic sector. For example, in the fashion sector, the fashion sector always develops following the trends or the time. Clothing is an item that is needed by the community. So, this business of buying and selling clothes is always pushy. Therefore, many must have opened a home clothing business. Industry. Industry is a business or activity of processing raw or semi-finished goods into consumer. Goods that have deep value to gain profits for producer. Assembly and repair business is also part of the industry. Industrial output is not only in the form of goods, but also in the form of service. Some examples of industry in Indonesia are the food and beverage industry, tobacco, textile, motor vehicle, machinery, banking, warehousing, and many more. Next, question number 2 is, describe the main indicator in classifying market structure. Market structure show the attribute that influence the nature of competition. Market structure elements include concentration, product differentiations, barriers to market entry, cost structure, and level of government regulation. The type of market structure are divided into 4 parts. 1. Perfectly competitive market with a large number of sellers and buyers. 2. Monopoly market with only one seller, so mono. Number 3. Monopolistic competition market. The number of sellers is quite a lot, but each has the ability to influence the selling price. Number 4. Oligopoly market. Very few sellers between 2 until 10. Okay, the next question is, explain the different type of elasticity with example. Elasticity divided into 4 parts. 1. Demand elasticity. 2. Supply elasticity. 3. Cost elasticity. And last, income elasticity. Number 1. Demand elasticity. The elasticity of demand is the degree of sensitivity of change in the quantity demanded of goods to change in price. Price changes greatly affect the quality demanded. The more elastic the demand for goods means that the quantity of goods demanded by consumers is more easily changed, either up or down. For example, the price of motorcycle has decreased by 50%, so that the quantity demanded for motorcycle has increased by 30%. So the price elasticity of demand is 2 motorcycles are classified as elastic goods because the elasticity is more than 1. The detailed calculation is that a 1% decrease in the price causes an increase in the quantity demanded by 2%. It can be concluded the number of requests for motorcycle is strongly influenced by the price offered by the seller. A decrease in the price of normal goods will result in an increase in the quantity demanded. Number 2, supply elasticity. The elasticity of supply is defined as the degree of sensitivity of the quantity supplied of an item to the price of the item itself. The elasticity of supply measures the percentage change in the quantity supplied that occurs as a result of the percentage change in price. For example, if the price of gold increased by 10%, the quantity supplied increased by 20%, Then the coefficient of elasticity of supply is 20%, 10%, 2. For example, if an item experiences a price change, in this case an increase of 10%, then will result in a change in the quantity of goods supplied, which is an increase of around 20%, around 20%. The magnitude of the value of the coefficient of elasticity of supply is then determined of whether there is elasticity or not, or inelastic. What are the indicators? If the value of the supply elasticity coefficient is greater than 1%, then the supply can be said to be elastic. Conversely, if the value of the supply elasticity coefficient is less than 1%, it means that supply is inelastic. Number 3 is cross elasticity. Cross elasticity is used to measure the magnitude of the response to the demand for an item if the price of another good change. What is mean is the price of the good related to the good in the form of complementary goods and in the form of substitute goods. As the name suggests, this cross-elasticity refers to two goods that are completely unrelated to each other. An increase in the price of goods X will not affect the demand for goods Y. Examples are the street and laptop. The increase in laptop price will not affect the street sellers and vice versa. And last is income elasticity. Income elasticity are also defined as the proportional change in the quantity of goods demanded divided by the proportional change in the income nominal terms. It can also be said income elasticity is a measure of how much change in the amount of demand for goods to change in the consumer income. This case can occur when people experience an increase in income, then they think of replacing rice with other more expensive, more food products, such as potatoes or bread, discuss the addition of income to reduce demand. And the last question is, explain the STP analysis approach, which is segmenting, targeting, and positioning. Number 1 is segmenting. Segmenting is divided into 7 characteristics: demographic, geographical, psychographics, behaviors, demographics, based on needs, and transactional. Okay, number 2 is targeting. Targeting is the act of assessing the interest of various market segments, then determining which market segment you will make as your target market. After determining who the target consumer are in market segmentation, you need to be a demand analysis. This aims to determine the target market size, differentiation of target consumer, and access to target consumer approach. The last is the definition of positioning is, according to Philip Kotler states, that positioning is the act of designing products and marketing mix so that a certain impression can be created in the mind of consumer. The impression in this case is the consumer positive perception or image of the company or the product. Okay, here are the positioning factors that can help you gain a market competitive advantage. Number 1 is symbolic positioning. You can improve your customer self-image, sense of belonging, or even goal. Number 2, functional positioning. Solves your customer problems and gives them real benefit through the products or the service you offer. Number 3 is experiential. Positioning focus on the emotional connection customer have with your product, service, or brand. Okay, so this is my end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.